how do we tell the difference between being determined / behaving as if to manifest and just being delusional? And how can we avoid just being a crazy person? This exact question was asked twice. Hey, so can you do the difference between assuming and ignoring the truth of a situation? Like, how is a law of assumption different from self-delusion? Something I really, really think about. I actually love this topic so much. I really do believe this is where I shine. It's a really, really fine line between standing firmly in your assumption and just straight up looking delusional. And the best way for me to describe this difference is by just simply sharing with you one of my very own success stories. Recently, I bought a new car that literally checks everything on my list of what I would need in an ideal car. It's reliable, it's efficient, it's sporty, and it's sexy as hell. I spoke with my dad about this topic. He's always the guy I go to when I need advice on cars and in my career. So thank you, Dad, for always being there for me. If I've never said thanks, thanks. The thing about the person that I'm becoming now is when I come to you about something that I'm thinking of doing, I am already 94% sure that I'm going to pursue it. Forget dreaming about it. I've already been planning for it. Total INTJ. So when I brought this up to him, he responded less than favorably, but totally in character with what a good, responsible parent would say. Your current car is fine. It's not giving you any issues. Wait another year. I was raised to be hyper money focused. And I don't think this was something that my parents did intentionally. I'm certain it happened by accident. And what that means is I had a really bad poverty mindset for much of my whole life. And I naturally overcame that mindset through practicing everything I share on this channel, amongst other things that I do intend to share with you eventually. Back to the car. Even though my dad wouldn't give me his vote of confidence, which was the only thing I needed from him. Not needed. The only thing I would have wanted from him. The thing is, I had already claimed it. It's what I desired for myself. And I couldn't provide a logical reason, if I'm being honest with you. It just was what it was. And I'll say this as bluntly as I can. I desired my ideal car, and it was mine. It's as simple as that. I knew that to desire something is to already have it in the spiritual realm. And if I accepted that truth, it would only be a matter of time before it materialized physically. 4 weeks later, I received an unexpected increase in my income. Truly, truly unexpected and highly improbable. And I bought my new car. Well, where did this change happen? Because I did very little in the physical world. The change was in my state of being. The change was in my consciousness. I had claimed my new reality. I claimed my new car well before I had any evidence of it in my physical world. I believed. No, I knew I'd be coming into my new car in no time at all. And I didn't try to rationalize it much, or I didn't try to validate the purpose. I didn't try to make it seem more logical for myself, other than the fact that I deserve it and I want it, and that's why it's logical. To say it again, I just knew. The knowing that I'd be coming into a new car was at some point an internal choice that I made. I've been working hard I've endured a lot. I've gone through a lot. It's high time I get something nice. In my spirit, in my mind, I took it. I claimed it. When my father didn't share the same enthusiasm with me as I did, I literally stayed silent. I heard what he said, but I didn't allow it to move me. It couldn't move me because I was so firm in my consciousness. I knew that I'd be getting what I wanted. I just knew. I probably visualized me driving my new car probably once. And I really only did that because I wanted to confirm to myself that that reality did indeed exist somewhere out there. If it didn't exist, I couldn't see it, right? The second reason was because I wanted to clarify what it was about this new car that I really wanted, meaning how I wanted it to look, how I wanted it to feel, etc. I didn't talk about it much because you know what? If I had my dream car in my life right now, I wouldn't talk about it much. It just wouldn't naturally come up in conversations. And you know what? I was right. Now that I have my car, I don't talk about it much. It doesn't naturally come up in conversations. You don't go to a party and just randomly start talking about all of your achievements. You don't have conversations with friends and family and just randomly start talking about all of the goals you've achieved. You've bought your dream car, you're earning now more than ever before, your love life is abundant, you have 3 lovers, you speak Dutch. These are things that don't very often naturally just come up out of the blue in conversations. So why would you randomly talk about them while you're in the state of assumption? You'll only look delusional if people think you're delusional, and people will think you're delusional if you're randomly, constantly talking about your engagement to a person whom you haven't even approached yet. You can mitigate this factor by simply remaining silent. This was an error I made when I first started assuming my life into being. I would just randomly start talking about my goals and desires in the present tense to anyone. They would look at me as though I was crazy, and most of the time I would believe them because I hadn't made that internal shift in my mind. I started from the outside. Your world, in its every detail, is your consciousness objectified. Consciousness is internal. It's in your mind. It's in your spirit. There is no way to debate that. And it is perfectly okay to remain silent on the plans you wish to remain silent on. You don't have to share every last detail of yourself with others. You don't owe anyone the blueprint to your goals and intentions. If you do this and it doesn't feel right to you, then stop telling people what you're cooking. Get your batter in the oven, switch your coffee pot on. Believe me, when they come to your house, they will smell the cake and coffee. To translate, the next time you show up to a party or a gathering, others will notice that you've entered the room hand in hand with a beautiful person. They will notice the car that you showed up in. They'll notice that your handbag is Chanel. Believe me, they will see that your body is a very exciting body. Practice elegance. Practice self-control. Have the confidence it takes to remain silent on your plans for world domination. Don't just share that with anybody. It's private. Back to Arundhati's question. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, Han. If I'm not, I'm so sorry. It's a beautiful name. I find your choice of words very beautiful and very candid. Ignoring the truth of a situation. That's the quote here. And I know what you're referring to, by the way. To use the example of attracting my new car. In the physical world, there was no financial way for me to attain my new car. My old car was from 2005. The body was rusted. The emergency brake had been broken for years. It guzzled gasoline like crazy. But was that the truth of the situation? Or was that just residue from my old self-concept? That old rusty car, I manifested it, believe it or not. I dreamed about it. I scripted it. I worked very hard to attain it as it was 2 years ago. That's what I thought I deserved. And I got it. Nothing more, nothing less. The fact that that old rusty car was still in my present day was not a reflection of who I am today, a woman who's learning to be independent in all facets, someone who is learning how to say no when I really want to, a person who is coming to know her worth and her value and working hard to add to it. Yes, in truth, that old rusty car was still mine. My new sparkly car was nowhere to be seen in the physical world. This is literally true. But it was also true that I deserved more. It was also true that I had seen my new car in my mind. I drove it there. It is true that I literally felt the feelings. I felt the feelings associated with the having of my new car. I felt those. Those are true. It's true that the universe, God, source, higher being, your guardian angels have your best interest at heart. It is true that man's conception of himself determines that which he sees his world to be. This is all true, but which truth was I going to believe? Which truth was I going to assume? The answer is the truth that best serves me. So perhaps you're watching this video and you want to attract and build an entirely new life. You want more money, you want a new car, you want better grades at school, you want finally your ideal dream physical appearance, you want more love interests, a better social life, maybe more. You can choose to look at your physical world and notice the lack of it. Or you can choose to look in your imagination and notice the abundance of it. You could choose to focus on the fact that, you know what? You just deserve it. You could look around you and notice the potential and the probability of it. Notice how many people actually take second looks at you as you walk by. Pay attention to the fact that you have actually improved in your studies. Focus on the fact that you are actually qualified for your dream job or for your dream status in life. And the only thing that is stopping you from claiming it are these tormenting feelings you've got going on inside you. These feelings that tell you that you're unworthy of it, you're not ready for it, you're undeserving of it, you're underqualified, or people won't agree. Cut that out and dare to assume that you are who you know you are. There is a lion in you. I firmly believe that. There is a lion in you. If you watch these types of videos, it's because something is eating at you from the inside. Your physical circumstances no longer serve you. You've already outgrown them. I personally believe that is why they don't feel right anymore. You no longer fit in those jeans. Those physical circumstances that just don't feel right to you anymore. You've already outgrown them. You've already become more than them. Accept that truth, first in your mind and then in here, and allow it to naturally permeate all of you. And my love, with that being said, thank you for watching this video. I truly do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I trust you'll give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more content just like this one. So, how did you like today's video, and what video would you like to see next? You let me know in the comment section down below. I can't wait to see you in the next video. Toodles.